Welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast. I'm Karol, and he's Fredrik, and let's get this show on the road.
Right now, someone is doing fireworks outside my house, and it's a very weird time point to be shooting fireworks.
Yeah, it's not New Year's anymore. It's how many days now? At least over a week.
Yeah, and it's kind of in the morning period too.
Well, at least you don't have tractors outside your window.
like right when you did the intro, all I heard was someone is shooting fireworks right now.
You should go out and yell at them. Get them on with the times.
They are probably so far away that I won't see them. Well, anyway.
But speaking about last year, today we're going to talk about some of the things we have enjoyed from last year's.
And we're going to do this kind of loose. We have 5 subjects that we're going to say our favorite thing from last year, and we have done this the 2 previous years, but this year is more a relaxed version, I feel like.
Yeah, for me it was still tough to pick anything for these categories. It feels like so much great stuff came out last year, but finding time to enjoy it all was really hard for me.
Yeah, and I think we have said this in the 2 previous episodes too, is that when the time point when I'm kind of enjoying content from a year is usually never in that year.
Exactly. And same for me. As I'm gonna explain later when we come to the TV show group. I don't think you mentioned the categories yet, but we have one category for TV shows, and
we have best or our favorite song, video game, TV show, anime/manga, and movie.
Yeah, and when I talk about what I'm watching with my coworkers at work, they're asking me but are you seeing something from this decade? And it's rude.
No.
That's hella rude, my boys.
Well, I remember a time period where I was watching a lot of 80s animes, and I didn't even watch the things that came out that year.
Well, it only goes to show how much media is accessible to us that is good and not necessarily from this year. But I think I'm stalling too much, don't you think?
Well, I guess we can get into it, and our first category is song, because we're going left to right, I guess.
Yeah.
And I see that you have... the first thing I see is that you have a tiny picture of Taylor Swift, and then you have a picture of... Is that supposed to be a rose, or what is that?
So, if I'm going to talk about my picks, last year, I had a little bit of a thought about this. So I use Spotify a lot, and apparently this was my number one Spotify pick for the last year. I don't know how many times I've listened to this song. So the song is Coherent by Eve, and it's kind of like a poppy, jaunty tune. Eve is a utaite, and he also worked with Vocaloids. But ever since he gained fame with Dramaturgy, Tokyo Ghetto, and Don't Play the Boredom, that one was recent, his popularity kind of skyrocketed. And this song, it's really good. And also every single one of his songs has an accompanying music video. And this one is about lesbians, and it's even better.
But Taylor Swift is the singer, or...
No. This is a side thing that I wanted to mention. So,
okay.
My song of the year was Coherent by Eve. The runner-up would have been, I think, I Want Him Back by Olivia Rodriguez. Um, Great album, Getting Back. Not Getting Back, but Guts. But the thing was, I mean, last year we were spoiled for choice with Taylor Swift. She released she released oh my god. She released two remasters of her albums. And she also released Midnight's Deluxe Edition at the beginning of 2023. So we already have three albums to choose from. And honestly, I've been listening to a lot of her remastered songs. They're great. Enchanted, Sparks Fly, that's from Speak Now. Mine, um, God, I love Taylor Swift. But I can't put on the full album since I thought it would be cheating if I picked remastered songs. Because these are the songs from her beginning of her career. So I still wanted to mention Speak Now, which is the album cover with Taylor Swift on the screen, because it's so good. Like I love almost every remaster from that album. And I wanted to mention one of the new songs, which is I Can See You, which is also landed on my Spotify Wrapped, top 10. Because I can go on, but
I'm sure you can.
yeah, I just don't know how much Taylor Swift lore you want me to give out.
No, what I was thinking of is what would it show in my Spotify, because I have used Spotify last year, but I haven't actually checked those stats yet.
Yeah, I think you should. I know that when I checked 2-3 days ago, it was still available, so you still have time.
So one thing that I was thinking of was if I should listen to your number one song, but I was thinking let's. I'm probably going to introduce my number one song, and then we can both pause and take a listen.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. My number one song. Let me just say that I'm not really that into songs. I usually just listen to what I find is nice to hear. I'm not thinking that much of it. And one day on the radio, or I was walking by the radio, and I don't know, I just heard this song. It's called "Dying for a Name."
I don't think I've heard of it. I honestly I don't listen that much to the radio.
No, it wasn't. It hasn't been played that much in the radio either. But I don't really listen to radio that often. But it usually is on. So sometimes when I walk by it, so. But this is a really new artist. Like, this might be his very first song. He isn't a famous name, and I have never heard of him before. He's really young, and there's not a lot of information about him on the either. But I just thought that it was a nice kind of smooth, I guess a little bit country inspired song, and I just thought it was nice to listen to. And I guess we can take a pause so we can listen to these songs. So we're back, and we have listened to each other's songs. I had never heard that song before. Karol, the name was Coron, or is that the band?
Kororon.
And what I can say is that the music video was fully animated, so it got me a little bit invested in just that. But when I tried to listen to the actual music, it was very, very fast, but very smooth as well. It was kind of nice. I can understand why this song would get multiple listen. Like, it's fast, smooth. Yeah.
It's kind of jazzy too.
Yeah, that too.
And I appreciate, because not all Japanese songs have uh, proper translations, but at least a lot of Eve's songs do have translations in their YouTube videos. So you can also get to know what they're singing about.
Oh, okay. What are they singing about?
I don't remember. I checked out the translation a long time ago, but on Spotify, you don't really have it in front of you.
What
I'm a
was
fraud.
what were your thoughts on my song?
Dying for a Name? You know, because I don't usually listen to country. The closest I get is probably Trixie Mattel, but I think it's a nice, calm song which would be suitable for like a walk or maybe when you sit out on a porch in autumn and watch the falls leave.
That doesn't feel like you
Leave
like it that a lot, if I'm being honest.
um, and I think it has a nice rhythm. I think because the singer is Hannes Eitman. I think his voice is really good because I don't think I would reach those low notes as he does.
If I'm being honest, Carol, I barely listen to any country either. Like, I think the only reason why I found this song was one time I just walked by the radio.
But who knows? Maybe this is like your gateway into country.
I don't think so. Well, the few things I have listened to other country songs, I'm not that interested.
Yikes.
But yeah, that was my number one pick, and I don't know. I tried to look a bit up new songs this year, and I just found that I haven't listened to a lot of new songs.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. Like, if you know your stuff, then listen to the songs you like.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing too. Well, I guess we can go to the next category.
Yeah. So the next category would be video games. And boy, did last year had a boatload of wonderful games.
That we didn't play.
Exactly. Yikes.
The list of great games last year was big, and it was probably good.
Yeah, but we have limited time because we also have lives outside playing video games.
The funny thing is that when I have made this list, I had my choice of Lies of P, because that was one of the few games from last year that I played. But in just a few days, there has come a game that has really rivaled it for me, and that is Pikmin 4.
Yeah, oh my god, same. I mean, we even like we texted each other about the game like at midnight.
Yeah, we have kind of gotten really into it, and it has kind of started to rival my number one pick. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a little bit of short of Pikmin because it's such a cool game, and also you've sent me the image when you 100%ed some of the areas, and then you later told me you 100%ed four of them.
yeah, I'm getting close to number 5 as well.
Dang, I've unlocked the third area currently, but I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's a game it's very very addictive, I gotta say. Even at points of time when I isn't playing it, I'm thinking about strategies.
It infects your brain.
Yeah, but that wasn't. I guess that isn't my uh, top choice of last year, but I have a feeling it very soon can be. But my top choice is a game we have. I feel like we have talked a lot about this game on the channel. Lies of P. It's a soul game kind of based on the tale of Pinocchio. You have played some of it, Carol. Me too. We have talked a lot. We have talked about it in the past, so I don't really feel like we need to talk a lot about it, but
I feel
good
that
game.
I feel like Lies of P has gained a good reputation by now. It's a good game. It's a nice Souls-like, and it's different enough from its competitors that it has like its own character.
Mm.
Because I like short on it, I was kind of afraid that it would be a little bit cheesy with the Pinocchio aspect, but it's great.
Yeah, it kind of is. And the Pinocchio aspect is there, but it's so different in a way that yeah.
Did you finish Lies of P, or are you close to it?
Not yet, but
But are you planning on that?
I'm planning on it. Yeah.
I think that's good enough.
So what do you have here? Deep Rock Galactica or Galactic?
So I wrote the list for all the games that I've played last year, and a lot of the games are live service games. I also had the same predicament of should I include Pikmin 4? Because it's such a great game. But I felt like I haven't played that game enough to get like a really good opinion on it. And because I honestly I was putting off getting the game for a long while, even though I knew I would like it. But so I played some of the games. I didn't play a lot of games. I think I played. I have a list. I played Lethal Company, Barony, Deep Rock Galactic, and Final Fantasy XIV. All of them long games that require a lot of time, but a lot of the games are really cool with friends. And I would have to say, last year I really enjoyed the season 4 of Deep Rock Galactic. So some of my other like Discord friends, we got together in a call. We were 4 people, and we were just cleaning planets from minerals and corruption cores and blasting alien bugs in face. And I only have I only have like good memories of that. Um, and it was fun. It was fun grinding. It was fun getting new cosmetics. It was fun how the story developed. So yeah, even though I definitely played more Final Fantasy XIV because I finally finished Heaven's Ward and I'm going into like Stormblood finally, it's gotta be Deep Rock Galactic.
Sure.
Because I think I mentioned the game to you before. It's about space dwarves mining a living planet.
Oh, is it that one? Okay.
Oh my fucking god! Snow just fell out of my window. I got so scared.
So it's that one, the dwarves mining game.
Yes. I hope you. Yeah, I hope. I mean, I know that you already checked it out, so I'm not gonna force you to.
Well, if you had fun with it, that's great.
Okay. On to the. I mean, I don't.
Like I haven't seen a lot of it, so I can't really comment a lot on it.
True. I mean, let's go on to the TV show.
Okay. Here's something that I know that you have to talk to me a bit about.
Yeah. So, I don't really watch a lot of TV shows. As we already said in the intro to this episode, I had a lot like so I had a list of all the series that I've seen last year. I've seen The Golden Girls, but The Golden Girls ended in 1992. I'm on the third season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it ended in 2003.
We are so with the times, right? Are you just on season 3 of Buffy?
I think I like binge watch a season and then I take a break.
Yeah, because the thing with Buffy is that you have talked to me about that show for some years now, and you're only on 3rd season.
I'm taking my time, dude. I it's a good show.
Okay, sure. Okay. Sorry.
So I was left with 2 decisions because I've seen what's the name of the series? Praise Pity on Disney Plus, but I cannot recommend it. It fumbles the bag too many times.
Yeah.
But there is a series I've seen, and it's How I Met Your Father season 2, the one where it gets good.
Oh.
Um, I recommend it. Even, I mean, if you're a fan of the original series, you're gonna see some glaring flaws. It doesn't have the same soul as the original, but it's kind of not trying to be. Hilary Duff's performance is wonderful. I love her. I love Sophie and Valentina and a lot of the gang. It's a shame the ending got rushed because it got shelved basically. I kind of. I mean, we knew who would end
Does
up
it
with who.
connect a lot to the original? Well, what are its connections?
Okay, so connections are some of the characters are staying in Marshall's and Ted's old apartment. It's taking place in the same city, New York, and sometimes in like important moments in Sophie's like development as an adult because she's a mess. Um, a lot of like we had two characters from the original series come back. We had Robin trying to talk about like romantic feelings for other people with Sophie when she had trouble deciding if she can like really plunge into being with what's the guy's name? With her love interest. And then we had Barney, because similar to Barney, Sophie she doesn't know who her dad is. She had like her mom was a mess also as Sophie is, but in different ways, and she hooked up with someone at Burning Man, and she didn't have a father in her life. Um, and she found that person, but she was too afraid to make a connection. So Barney kind of like pushed her to like, hey, you kind of should try this. And I like that because like the main characters came back, it was a cool cameo, but there was kind of a point where Sophie was kind of meeting these people and kind of pushing her to become a better person. But yeah, series ended. I think it deserves all the praise, even if it some of the jokes don't land. It's all I say, but it's funny. Jesse, that's his name. Yeah. So in one of the episodes, it was really funny. So Jesse is a teacher and he hates his coworkers. So each night he goes to a karaoke bar and sings comedy like parody songs about how he hates his coworkers.
And
And
one
then
of those
he wonders why.
co-workers goes to that bar.
Yes, and they listen to all the songs. And then he's wondering, hey, why do people don't like me at work? I'm a wonderful person. I even like clean the water cooler. And it's like, are you sure about this? um, that's my pick.
Yep, that's your pick.
I'm sorry I've rambled for so long, but I've also see that you've picked something. What would you want to tell me about yours?
No, I'm just going to put a picture up and move on. No.
Fuck.
So let's see. So TV series this year. What have I watched? I watched. Let's see. I guess I watched the Marvel series that came out this year, which weren't that great. I watched the Star Wars shows too, which I guess were okay at best. And then
Can you count up which Star Wars shows have you seen?
well, those that were released last year, Ahsoka and the Mandalorian season 3.
Rebels? I don't know.
No,
What's the animated one?
I'm not 100% sure. And then I guess I'm watching a show called Percy Jackson right now. That's that's a show for next year, I guess. But I guess it's an okay show. So what I kind of was looking for then was a show which had its final season this year, and it had 4 previous seasons, which I guess I watched the whole kind of show this year. So while one season technically is the rule for this list, like my memory is kind of the whole show, and that is a show that I discovered that called the Marvel Mrs. Maisel, and it's about a woman in the 1950s America who tries to become a stand-up comedian in a world where it's like dominated by I guess men, and she tries to break into this stand-up and telling jokes and things like that.
Just a very man's dominated like sphere, and she has like face adversity for what she's doing.
Yeah, and it's about kind of her life, and it's kind of I guess a bit of a funny approach on this kind of theme, because she is a stand-up comedian, so it is a bit funny, and it's about kind of her life, her life with her parents, her ex-husband, her kids, her manager. I guess very relationship building show in a way, but yeah, that's kind of what it's about. And it's had its final season this year, and yeah, I liked it good enough.
So, quick question: were the jokes in the show funny?
Sometimes, like I can't say that everything landed, but sometimes, yeah.
She's only human. But was the series based? Is it purely fictional, or is it based on some kind of like a maybe novel or
I think
events?
it's purely fictional. Like I don't like there probably were some women that were trying to get into stand up in the 1950s, but I don't think it's specifically based on anyone.
Because that's the vibe, at least, that I've got from the poster of this show, but I guess not. Okay.
No, it's kind of like it kind of makes up its characters, and yeah. So that's I guess my top choice from last year.
Well, so what is your anime pick for last year?
Well, let's see. In the weird thing is that this kind of stuff. This I'm going to make an honorable mention before, because while I haven't finished this show because it currently is airing, it was started releasing in 2023, and it's a show that I have recently watched that probably would be my number one choice when it ends. I think it's called Free and Beyond Journey's End.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. But are you watching? Wait, so you're watching the anime, right?
Yeah.
Because I've only recently started reading the manga.
Yeah, and that show is kind of unique because usually it's kind of the trope of fantasy stories, and they're going out and killing this big threat, and then they come back to form that journey, and it kind of experience their lives after that, and it follows an elf, because that's the character that like lives the longest, and kind of her progression through time, and the events that happened there, and how it kind of a little bit how that affected. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of unique, and it's kind of is really good. But another series that I watched this year that I have watched completely was Vinland Saga Season 2. And I'm not really sure how much you know about Vinland Saga, Karol.
I know it's about the Vikings and it's bloody and it's about farming.
Not not this season, because now it has begun its I guess redemption kind of arc is kind of beginning, because the first season was really bloody. It was supposed to show, I guess, the horrors of war in some way, and now the character of Thorfinn finds himself kind of lost in the world. He doesn't really know what to do or what his purpose is anymore, or what he is supposed to do. And he works in kind of a farm, and he has a friend, and it's not he isn't violent anymore. And it's kind of like the progression that Vinland Saga is taking is that the first part is supposed to kind of show the tragic of war, and how deep he is in how of killing and things like that, how he doesn't feel any remorse. And now the character is going on the beginning of a journey of not choosing violence.
Yeah.
So, and that's
That
my
sounds
top
interesting.
choice. Like Vinland Saga is very well known. It's a very well known manga that is turning to a, I guess, a well known anime.
I've seen clips of the anime and it looks good. It looks violent, but it
Well,
looks
that's
good.
probably the first season in that case.
Yeah. I think it may be, just as you said, there is a point to the bloodshed, but that is also what turned me away from the series.
Yeah, but the thing with that bloodshed is that it's supposed to kind of show, as I said, it's supposed to kind of show the bad things, and how that affected the character, and how he's turning a new page in life. So the bloodshed is kind of necessary for his journey.
Maybe, I mean, with your recommendation, I could see myself giving it a go, or at least trying to see some of the episodes.
Well, the first season is very much like that kind of bloody show that
But
you were talking about.
But with the second season, doesn't it get stale? As you said, he is the. I'm guessing that the war is ended, and he's trying to come to the fact that he cannot this life has passed him. So what is the second season about?
Well, I told you, he's in a farm, and he's trying to figure things out about himself. He doesn't really know what he's supposed to do now. He's kind of lost, and he meets this friend on this kind of farm, and it's their, I guess, journey together.
I think I maybe I'll look it up. I'm intrigued.
The thing with the second season is that it is a whole lot slower than the first. Like the first was more fast paced, it has more action and everything like that. But the second season is slower, it takes its time, but at the same time it's not boring or anything like that. The slow pace has its purpose too, of him, as I said, kind of discovering what he is going to do afterwards.
Have they announced a season 3?
I don't know.
I mean, more motivation to check out the manga, I suppose.
I have read the manga as well.
Have you come further than how far have you come?
I come pretty far.
So you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I can admit I can admit that I can admit that the whole season 2 I had already read in manga form.
Well, I mean, then I'm gonna ask you maybe off screen what happens next, if it's worth it. But continue on for my pick. So I don't think I've seen any anime last year. It's just I guess I'm just the kind of person who doesn't watch anime, even though
Anymore.
I enjoy it anymore. Yeah, like I appreciate that it's there, but it's I don't find myself like looking forward to anime. But I did actually read some manga this year. Um, I want to make before I mention my pick, I wanted to give some runner-ups. So basically, Dungeon Meshi ended. It ended. It has an end. Everyone is living happily ever after. It's
And there's an anime now.
and there's an anime now, and that's all I'm gonna leave on because it's a great story. The anime is good. The voice acting is good. Don't go on Twitter because people are posting hella spoilers. I have also started reading Fireren, just like you started watching it, and I am hooked in. I think I am on chapter 32. Um, but I think it's too late of a pick. I only started reading it last December.
Yeah, I kind of started to watch it like 1 week ago or something.
Oh, but it's still you didn't pick it as your pick of the year.
Well, it was kind of recent and the anime hasn't technically finished yet, so I was kind of like, yeah, I had kind of already picked Vinland Saga 2 as well, so I'm kind of like, probably a little bit late on changing.
Yeah, that seems to be kind of a theme this year. A lot of late contenders.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
So for my pick this year, it would have been, or it is, Elden Ring: The Road to Eldtree.
So I know Elden Ring the game, is this based on that?
Yes, so it's based on Elden Ring, the game. But the thing is, the main character can speak. And it's written by what's his name? Let me see. I have notes. It's written by Nikichi Tobita, and he's the author behind A Cursed Sword, Daily Life. It's a gag manga, but Tobichi's art style is very close to like Berserk, very ornate and very like rustic. And he's funny. So we have scenes in Elden Ring where it's like instead of just like so there's this big boss fight that's I think his name is Godric. Do you know who he is?
I think I've seen something of him, yeah.
Yeah, so basically his whole deal is that he lives in a castle and he grafts stuff to each other. He grafts like a big dragon to his hand. But in this manga, he's not like a scary dude. He's just like he's like, oh my gosh, I really want to see what's fetching the mainlands, what they're grafting over there, and like he's just like he has the popular girl personality.
Okay.
And he doesn't even kill us. Like Asel doesn't even kill him. He just wins at a arts and crafts competition against him. And when Godric is trying to pull the bullshit, oh well, I have a dragon resting on top of a spire, and everything knows that dragons are super cool. And he grafts it to his arm. It's like, see, this is true artistry. And all the judges, even Melina, is like, yeah, but that's kind of lazy. Like, everybody does dragons nowadays. It's super lame how you actually did that.
Well, I guess kind of true in some way.
Yeah, so a lot of people, and the thing is, as I said, Asel can talk, so you get a lot of more dialogue, more character from characters. Um, he takes care of his spooky dogs. He gave them names. He has like Melina. He calls her Melly Melly, and they bicker a lot because he doesn't have intelligence and he wants strength, but she'll put everything into intelligence, just that he doesn't die. It's fun. It made me interested in Elden Ring way more than I was already interested in.
Well, it sounds like you had fun. How long is the manga yet in?
So currently, I think it's 32 chapters. They're released online, and you can read them for free. Well, with a clause. So they're uploaded on. It's totally legal. It's uploaded on. God, what's the website? but the official publishing website, and you can read chapter 1, chapter 2, and 2 latest chapters. So every week I look for the newest chapter for the manga.
Mm.
It made me like, yeah, oh, it's Monday. I probably should check out if new Elden Ring chapter is out, which usually doesn't happen.
Well, great choice, Carol. And if you really think that it's good, I will believe you. I just know Elden Ring the game and the little I have played of Elden Ring. Have you played the game?
Sadly, Elden Ring not. I have played all the Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but I have yet the chance to play Elden Ring, which is like, that's why it's maybe so fun for me, because I get to experience the story without playing the game.
A bit of a weird thing is that I'm the exact other way around. Like Elden Ring is like the only game I have played out of those Soul games that you brought up.
They're all great. When you have your fill with Elden Ring, try the other ones.
I guess we can go to our last category, and I don't know, what do you want to start with yours? I see what it is.
Yeah, so for my pick this year, as I said, I was binging Golden Girls for the most of the year, so I haven't seen much movies. But what I did see was The Whale with Brendan Fraser. I've actually got invited by my mom, since in a way I think she won free movie tickets, and she asked me if I wanted to go with her. And this movie, I guess I kind of like it made me think about the lengths that people will punish themselves to repent for their mistakes in quotations. The quick story is, Brendan Fraser, or his character, I think he is a writing teacher, and he does most of his teachings online.
He never leaves his house, from what I've heard.
Exactly, and he avoids human contact. He's morbidly overweight, and he knows that. And instead of trying to, and he is fully set on just dying, because he feels that this is the fate that he deserves. The love of his life committed suicide, and ever since then, he feels like he feels exactly. He feels depressed. He can't take care of himself, and he regrets not being in his kid's life.
Yeah, because doesn't he have a daughter in the film?
Yes, he does. And it's a big spoiler if the whole movie is kind of tied to regret, because he regrets not helping his partner. He regrets not being there for his daughter, and he knows that he's dying, and that's why he's trying to connect with her throughout this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to set her on the right path, because his daughter is not really a good, like, she's a good person inside, but on the outside she's mean. She bullies people. She hangs out stuff on the internet, and it's kind of
that
sad.
was not what I thought you were going to say.
No, she doesn't do like OnlyFans. She harasses people online.
Yeah, I understood that part, Carol.
Yeah, and I don't know, it kind of speaks about faith and how he's trying to repent, even though there's other alternatives. Like, he could have been in his daughter's life, but he's too ashamed for breaking up with her mom.
Mm.
Because of what he did, even though he has like okay contact with her. Like, they're acquaintances, they're not enemies. It's I recommend everyone to see it.
Let's see. I might as well just mention that I guess it released in Sweden the last year, because I think I think this film actually is from the year before.
Exactly.
But it released
So
in Sweden did 2023, so I guess so
March.
it's okay.
Yeah, I was fully aware that this movie came out earlier in other countries. But as I said, I went to the movies with my mom, and that's why I wanted to include this in the lineup.
Let's see, movies. So something that changed quite a bit for me in the previous year list is that last year I was wanting to I watched a lot of critically praised films as a kind of thing to have on my list for last year. This year I didn't really do that. I kind of just came into the end of the year and was okay. What have I watched? Um,
Oh,
and and apparently I have watched a lot of shit this year. But there were some standouts, I guess. Like I watched one Netflix film that was called "They Killed" or "They Cloned Tyrone." That was kind of good. Um, I watched that the Dungeons and Dragons film. That was a little bit of fun.
yeah, that
But
was also that was my runner-up. I would have said.
mm, and then there's a comedy that I watched this year, which was called Bottoms, and it's a high school comedy of two girls that wants to date cheerleaders, and their plan on doing that is to kind of starting a fight club for the female students. Uh, I guess to defend themselves from the sports guys. And yeah, it's a kind of a very jokey film. Like it doesn't take itself that serious, but I don't know. It was kind of just a fun movie, I guess.
I've seen good reviews.
Yeah. I feel like this movie has gotten a good reviews from what I have seen. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well known this film is. Like it feels a bit to me of an underground film a little bit, but I feel like it has gotten the ones that have seen it have given it praise.
So I've seen, as I said, I've seen good reviews, and I think with your recommendation, maybe I'll see it. Like I have it on my watch list, at least.
Yeah, you should see it. I think you will enjoy it.
Um, but yeah, those were our picks for 2023. Um, I have to say, in general, do you think it was hard for you to 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 make a pick for every category? What was your hardest category to pick?
Yeah, the thing is that this year I kind of just googled every category and was like, let's see, what have I watched of this year, and so I didn't really stress myself off with, oh, maybe I should watch this before I make a decision or anything like that. This year I was kind of just like, okay, Google what is out there that I have watched or played. Okay, okay. I guess this is the thing that I like the most. So I guess I'm taking that. So I kind of took it very chill this year.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually quite good that you did this way. Since I mean, I also did that.
I kind of told you to do that also.
Yeah, because I'm whenever I have like a task that needs to be done, I stress. But by just seeing what came out last year and which what we didn't stress too much about what we've seen, and it made our list a little bit more honest, because these are the things we put time to seeing.
Hmm.
Like we didn't like try to review every single movie that came out each month.
No.
It's
And
just like, yeah, we
and
have
the,
time.
and
We
there's a
decided to
big
see
and
this.
there's a big chance also that these picks will change in maybe in 5 years time. this list will be completely different.
Exactly. Do you think we would be able to do like a 5-year retrospective?
We could, but I'm not sure if we want to.
I agree. So I think that would be, we are nearing the end of the episode. So, as always, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Media Bubble Podcast. Hit that subscribe button of passion, and big thanks to Jahzzar for intro and outro comedy. Have a wonderful day.